What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining me today. In this video we got a big package for the 240, and it's actually one of the last packages we need suspension wise, mechanically. After this it's all aesthetics, besides obviously the windows you need, so I guess that's still a necessity, but pretty much after all this is all aesthetics, making the car look pretty. If you guys can guess what it is, it's our new Apex coilovers. So let me show you guys that. Alright, in this box we got our N1 damper Apex I, or Apexi, however you guys want to call it, coilovers. So here it is. It's kind of, I'm not gonna lie, I already saw them. Jason actually did a custom spec for me. So these usually come stock with 8K fronts and 6K rears. I'm sure it says something on here for that. We don't need the instructions. But because this is not a stock 240, we have the extra weight up front for the JZ. Jason helped me out and put in some 12K springs in the front. So the stiffer spring will hold the weight of the JZ, no problem. You can see right there, 12K GF. So you got stiffer springs in the front, stock 6K springs in the rear, which is the softest I've ever gotten. I usually go with, I've always drove cars with PBM coilovers, so it's always 10 and 8. Which are pretty stiff. And with this car, like I said, I wanted it to function very well, so we went with the softer spring weight in the rear and a stiffer in the front just to hold the weight of the JZ. And it helps out with the whole no sway bar thing and blah 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 blah. But let's go ahead and get these out of the box and show you guys the full package. Here are the fronts. Another front. And we got the rears. And it also comes with spanner wrenches and hardware, which Jason said these spanner wrenches suck, so I believe him. We have our PBM spanner wrenches and other ones that we can use, so not a big deal whatsoever. So let's get these. Let's get this box out of the way and check out these coilovers. So here they are, completely unwrapped out of the box. As you can see, N1, if I kind of block the glare, dampers, ExV, whatever that means, I'll look it up later. But as you can see, they have the adjustable stuff, just your basic nice coilovers. They don't break the bank, but they do what you want. A lot of people were asking me why I went with these, and the honest answer, to support Apex. When Jason moved into Apex, I learned a lot about their products, and I just wanted to support. Like me and Garza always say, we like to support our friends. If our friends make a product, we're going to use that product. Just like the Rival Knuckles, made by Jason. So we run Rival Knuckles. Same thing, they work out of Apex, so I wanted to support Apex, get their coilovers. And also, like I said, Jason was nice enough to help me out and put the stiffer spring rates up front instead of the 8Ks that it normally comes with. So let's stop with the talking and start installing this already. So, like always, we're just going to go ahead and time lapse straight through this just because we are running out of daylight, and there's a bunch of how-to videos of how to install coilovers, so I'm not going to flood the internet with another video. You guys should know how to install coilovers by now, and if not, go look it up. There's going to be 1.5 million different videos that will help you out with that. But let's go ahead and fly through the fronts, that way we can do the rears. Alright, I got dark really fast, but as you can see from the top hats, the coilovers are officially in, and it's actually sitting on the ground already. We have to get, now we can finally get it aligned properly because we have our final suspension. Looking at the camera, it's a lot more than it looks like it's more than I want, but we'll see. I want around -5 degrees, so we'll see where that's at. But as you can see, we got the coilovers in, we got the stock bracket that holds the brake line in there. as well as that one. So everything's all nice and tight. We're just gonna move on to the rear and see what this thing looks like actually leveled for once, because the front has always been lowered with these stock shocks with lowering springs, but the rear has always been super tall. So now we can see it nice and even. So let's go ahead and knock those out real quick. Alright guys, coilovers are installed. It's the next day, obviously, the sun's out. Just got back home from work. First time being able to see it in the sunlight and be able to step back. I was trying to adjust it in the garage last night, the height wise. It looks pretty good. It's a little tall up front, so we're gonna go ahead and lower that 5 turns, probably about like quarter to probably about half an inch or so. That way it can sit nice and level. We're not trying to go too low, we're trying to make this car actually function properly. So that being said, we're gonna go ahead and drop the front real quick and then we'll see what it looks like. Now the whole cutout wheel well thing is not really my first choice, to be honest with you, and it's not my first choice, but I will say it makes adjusting your coilover so easy because everything is right there. You don't even have to take the wheel off. It's just so simple. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let's drop that, pull this out, and the pad always gets stuck under the little bolt here, so pull it out. Now, it still has to settle a little bit, but we can go ahead and, it's lowered a little bit more in the front. Let's go ahead and roll it back and forth to get it to settle and see the original height. It looks a lot better now. We got a nice, good wheel gap in the front, right at the tire pretty much in the rear. Car sits nice and level. So yeah, like I said, we're not trying to make this car slam like the RX-7 was. The RX-7 was pretty low to the ground. Didn't really function very well. It looked real good, don't get me wrong. I loved how that car looked. But this car, we're trying to make it look good and perform amazing. So as you can see, front has a little bit of wheel gap there. And the rear is not touching the tire, it's not on the rim, but it's right on the tire. So this car is still gonna look good, but it's at a nice functional height. And once we get the kit and everything, it shouldn't look too monster trucky. All right, well, we drove the car down to the corner there, all the way down around the corner, flipped around, came back around, flipped around again, pulled into the driveway. So it's about settled. They are brand new coilovers and brand new springs, so it's going to take a little for it to actually fully break in, and once it's all broken in, it's going to settle just a little bit more, and if it gets too low, then we'll go ahead and raise it. But this is pretty much the height where we're at right now. Looks pretty good to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video here. Coilovers are officially installed. Car is pretty much done mechanically as far as suspension and drivetrain. Now we just gotta put the windows in, get Otis to do that for us. Then it's all aesthetics from here. We gotta buy the wheels, the hood, the body kit, and we'll be good to go. Then we can finally paint the thing and car will be done. We are so close. We're in the home stretch. Technically, once we put the glass in, we can go on the very first test and tune day. Me and Garza were talking about it, slightly modified IS300 Garza. You guys know who he is. I'll put a link to his channel and his Instagram down below. But he's getting his 180SX done pretty soon. It's getting close. We're about probably the same range, more or less. So yeah, we're trying to get a test and tune at balcony soon. So technically, once I get the windows in, we can go on that test and tune day and drift this car for the very first time and see how it feels. But nonetheless, next is aesthetics. Like I said, body kit, hood, wheels, so on, paint, and so on and so on. So that being said, thank you guys for watching. Peace out. See you guys in the next one. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Peace out, guys. Later.